Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano catch-up where we take a look back at some of the main news, items and events from around the Cardano ecosystem that caught my eye in the last week. So lots of different project updates, a few updates from Rare Evo with the likes of the WorldMobile eSim. Catalyst voting is ongoing, lots of different updates. I'll put timestamps below. If you get value, please do share it out. Give the video a like, comment questions or anything I've missed down below. I do appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new. Let's jump into it. Kicking it off with the announcement, Project Catalyst voting for Fund 10 is now open. Now it's open until September 14th. When I posted this, there was 14 days left. That was 2 days ago, but it is open now. And underneath this thread, which I will link down below this video, lots of different projects. I've encouraged some of the projects to start listing different proposals that they have down below, and there's a lot of really good ones there, so I might go through that in a dedicated video next week, but I'll leave a link there for anyone who wants to check out some of the proposals, and also anyone who wants to add in their proposals down below too. And in that, I had an interview with the Lido Nation, one of the guys from Lido Nation yesterday. That one will come out in the next few days, and he took us through the platform, what it's all about, what the future of it looks like, and how you can go through and pick and choose the projects you want to vote for in Fund 10. So Lido Nation, for anyone that hasn't seen it, make sure and check that out, because it's a really good resource for letting you try and get through some of the proposals, because there really is a lot there to decide who you want to upvote or who you want to downvote. Next, we take a look at some of the monthly reports, and we have the Minswap report, and I suppose it does just clarify for us or confirm that August was a very quiet month in crypto. A lot of people have stepped away right now. Even before the summer, there was still a bit of interest, but during the summer, we've seen a lot of people step away. September generally isn't a great month for crypto either, so I'm not expecting many fireworks this month either. But looking at the report, we can see trading volume was down 50% in the month of August, and the unique users was down 24%. So not just as big a drop in terms of the active wallets trading as the volume. So there are still lots of people here, but not trading just as big a volume as they were. Most traded tokens, we have LenFi, IUSD, so starting to grow with the markets, with the prices going down. People are able to go into IUSD as their stable coin and hold some of their portfolio value and trade in and out of that. As we get more stable coins on Cardano, I think this will definitely grow. We'll see a lot more trading happening with stable coins. When you look at other protocols or other chains, then generally the highest trading pairs are always stable coin pairs. Because of that, people like to trade in and out of one stable asset and not always two volatile assets like ADA to another native token. So then you have IAG and SNEC making out the other top four. If we look at the Wingriders one, you can see they also put out their monthly report. Other projects that do these are LenFi and Indigo Protocol. They haven't come out this month yet. They'll probably come out in the next day or two, and I'll cover them next week. One thing on the Wingriders one, so they give a good overview of what things are like now. One aspect I really like of the Wingriders one is the comparison to the previous month. So you get a picture of what's going on in the last month and currently. We can see the trading volume here is 5.87 million. So I would guess that that is down a decent bit from the previous month too. If you look at Minswap, they're at 59 million for the month of August. And you get the top APR pools and TVL for the DEX. So I really like these. They give a good quick overview of what's happening right now on each protocol. Wingriders, I think things will get a bit better for them when you look at the Launchpad that they're offering now. It's not the same as, or not exactly the same as Launchpads we would have seen in the last bull market. This is going to be a smart contract focused Launchpad, so everything happens through smart contracts. There's some similarities with an LBE, a liquidity bootstrapping event, which Minswap have done for a few projects. So you'll see when we look at the Orcfax one, there's some similarities in that there's a certain window you can put in your funds, and then a few other bits, but all token creation and everything will go through the smart contracts for Wingriders. So I'll leave a link to this below for anyone who wants to read a bit more into it, and maybe I'll cover it in a bit more depth next week. So I also sat down with the founder, Peter, from Orcfax last week, and I'm going to put that one out towards the middle of next week. Talking all about what Orcfax is. It is an Oracle solution building on Cardano. They've already got a feed out on the testnet, And if we go down through it here, you can see they're going to have their token launch and price discovery starting on the 8th of September. So on the 8th of September, you will be able to start putting in ADA into a pool. So there's no set price for the Orcfax token right now. That will be determined by how much ADA people put in. So they're putting in a certain amount of FACT token, and then between the 8th of September and the 15th, you will be able to put in ADA or take it out. And at the end, then they will look at how much ADA is there versus how much FACT, and that's what will set the initial price for the FACT token when it opens up on the exchanges. So people who've been involved in some of the LBEs on Minswap will be fairly familiar with that type of idea and how it works to set a natural price rather than the token goes live trading and you have a massive spike up and then a big sell off. With this, the price is set through how much interest there is in the project early on. Orcfax have an article out here talking about all the details. One thing they did say that they will be adding a bit more ADA into the liquidity pool when it's going to go live. So that should mean that the price of FACT token will be slightly higher when it actually goes trading on the DEX rather than what the price is that's set in that price discovery phase, which is between the 8th of September and the 15th. Then we look at WorldMobile. So at Rare Evo last weekend, I had a lot of FOMO when I was watching social media over last weekend, looking at what was going on in Rare Evo. It looks to have been a really good event. Lots of good people there. And Fareed done lots of different interviews over on DApp Central, so make sure you check that out. He got to sit down with lots of different projects. I'll try and hook up with Fareed next week, maybe try and do a live stream at some stage whenever he's free. So hopefully we can organize that for next week. But with WorldMobile, they announced their eSim, or they launched their eSim. So this is a SIM card, an eSIM that gives you data. And one part that I think was really interesting was this here, the SIM staking. So you will be able to stake your WMT tokens, I presume your WMT tokens, to earn cashback and earn extra benefits for the eSIM. So I don't know if that's going to be data or discounts on data or what it's going to be. But maybe I'll catch up with Mickey in the next few weeks. I know Fareed sat down with him at Rare Evo. So when I get to look at that interview, it'll probably answer some of the questions that I have here. But it's going to be good to see how this works out. And they talked a lot about they're really focusing on the US for their rollout for the next 2 years to really try and take advantage of the under-provided areas that are there. And if we look at it here, the airnode sales are going to go on sale in the next month. So this is the hardware. So you could actually come in and buy some of the hardware and earn off people using that. And I'm not sure just yet if when you're coming in to buy this, that you will be buying in certain areas, that you'll be able to pick the areas that they are then going to be installed in, or what way that's going to work. But as I get any more information on that, I will bring it out. I'm sure getting closer to it, we'll have all the details. And if you want to be part of the updates, just go into join.worldmobile.io. You can sign up there and you'll get all the latest information on it then at that stage. So another one then from Rare Evo was Cornucopias. So they released this video for us that weren't there, but others that were there were able to get in and walk around and see how this actually works. So I'll play this in the background just for a minute. But just remember, this video that I'm showing here won't do it justice because I'm watching it in, you can see down here, 4K on my screen. But this news video you're watching will probably be less quality. So make sure you go and watch the full thing yourself and change the quality here to get the highest. If this is available within the game now, what I will do is next week I'll probably do a video walking through it all and seeing how it's all going. There is another aspect that I'm going to show in next week's video, but you can see here, basically you're going in, you're mining, getting some more resources. If I come in here, skip into it. Now there's a really good soundtrack on this too, but I wasn't sure if I could play that on my video or what would happen there with copyright and YouTube. So I haven't been able to play it, but the music really kicks in very nicely here too. So this is just to give you an idea. You can see walking through what it all looks like. If you're watching in lower quality, maybe it looks a bit darker. For me, I can see everything here in 4K. So something else then from Cornucopias was they announced Cardano Magic Hour. Actually, since I done the last update, they put in a night mode now into Cardano Valley, and then yesterday they announced Cardano Magic Hour. So this is kind of that between day and night time, so you can see the red sun. If we look, I think Rob has another image here. You can see it breaking through here, and I think this went live in the game I have access to this morning. So next week I'll do a video looking at all of this, the updates that are there now for Cornucopias and how things are working. Great to see progress through it. I think there's a few new areas coming into the game too. And public access, I don't think is that far away at this point either, or giving access to people who own NFTs. Looking at projects then launching, so Zengate. I had Dan and Sam on the channel a few weeks ago now at this point, talking all about Zengate Global and what they were doing, and they talked about Palmyra, which was looking at the commodities industry, and at Rare Evo they launched their MVP. There was actually a demo on stage. So I just took this screen grab from one of the live streams, and you could see they had it up on the big screen doing an actual purchase live. So purchasing tea, all being paid for and settled on the blockchain, and full traceability across the blockchain too. For anyone that hasn't seen what they're about and what they're doing on Ergo and Cardano, then I have interviewed the team. I'll leave a link to that one below. You can see I commented it there as well. But congratulations to the team on getting the MVP out. Looking forward to seeing where things go from here. Another protocol launching was Clarity Protocol. So this is no code solutions for DAOs, and they have the first version of their protocol live on mainnet. So anyone looking into the DAO sector and what's going on there, how you could set it up for your projects or even for something else, then Clarity is one to take a look at and see if it could be useful for you too. Another project launching then is astarter. So another DEX coming to, or not coming, is here for Cardano. So the DEX beta is now open on mainnet. If you go over to dex.astarter.io, and you can see that here it is, fairly similar to what you will see on most DEXs. Right now there isn't much. If I go into earn, I can see there's not much liquidity on it just yet, but this did only launch I think 2 or 3 days ago. So people are coming in, having a play around, and I suppose getting liquidity right now for new projects launching is always going to be very hard. I think we should have the Axo testnet coming out in the next 2 or 3 weeks, something like that, and Genius Yield are already out on some kind of a testnet, not a public one, but that should come in the next month or two, a public testnet for that too. So DexSpace is already very busy with lots of DEXs there and lots more to come. So it'll be interesting to see how they all compete, and how the big thing for all of them is how they can bring in liquidity, and how Cardano can bring in more liquidity as well, that there is enough for all of the different DEXs and enough of dApps building out there too. Next, this one I thought was interesting for anyone interested more in the tech side and how things work for Cardano. So basically you have the blockchain, everything's stored there, but how you can read that out for different applications or different things that you want to do, it can be a bit hard. Up to now, DB Sync has been the main one that people use, but that's very resource intensive. It basically pulls every bit of data from the blockchain and allows you to read it into databases. But we also now have solutions like Carp, Kupo, and Scrolls that allow you to, so Kupo is one I've used, it allows you to monitor certain addresses or certain wallets or aspects of the chain, and then you can index them a lot quicker. So here, Santiago has highlighted the different ones that are there and how different interactions work, and you can take a look down through that post there. We'll leave a link to that one down below. In terms of projects and getting exposure, discover Cardano, just for anyone that hasn't heard of it. Dave is going to, the Crypto Expo in Dubai, and for 500 ADA, any project can come in and get a slot in the app. So this is the booth they're going to have. There's going to be an app there to try and promote what's happening on Cardano. So any projects can come in. I think until tomorrow it's 500 ADA, and then for the last week it's going up to 1,000 ADA. Even at that, it's not that expensive to try and bring some extra exposure to your project and what you're building on Cardano. So great to see initiatives like this, and Dave doing a really good job here and trying to push Cardano out there and let people know what's being built on it. Finally, the Cardano Summit this year, the nominations are open now for the awards. Same as last year, the people you think contribute the most to the community in development or whatever they are actually doing out there. Lots of different categories. You can go in, nominate them. Then in a few weeks, there will be the voting and the winners announced at the gala dinner. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you got some value shared out. If you did, subscribe if you're new. Lots of interviews coming out next week. I mentioned the live donation one, the Orcfax one. I also sat down with Ken from Meld to talk about the latest on Meld and the future for Meld and Cardano. Sat down with Spectrum Finance and other decks on Cardano. And there's a few more in there. You'll see them coming out next week. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a great weekend.